Hello, just confirming that this is the Committee of Adjustments hearing for the addition at 18 Kelling Point Road.
Yeah, meeting will start shortly. Just stay tuned and stay on mute, please, and we will call you when we're ready.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, we'll start shortly. Just before we begin today's meeting, Seguin Township acknowledges that we are on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe peoples in the Huron-Robinson Treaty Area. We recognize and respect the long history of First Nations and Métis peoples on this land, and that this region continues to be home to many thriving First Nations communities that have lived on Turtle Island for time immemorial. Seguin Township is committed to ongoing learning, responsible stewardship of our planet, and building relationships to help create a better future for generations to come. So I require a mover and seconder, please, for a resolution to convene today's meeting. Moved by Lee, seconded by Greg. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby convenes at 4:01 p.m. on Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. All in favor? And carried. So the Committee of Adjustment hereby convenes a public meeting as per the Planning Act. Applicants and the public can speak at the public meeting. When asked who wishes to speak to an application, please raise your hand, state your name and address, and direct all comments through me, the chair. Notice of decisions will be sent to applicants and to the public if requested. Only the prescribed persons as per the Planning Act may appeal a decision or condition of approval within 20 days after the decision. Folks online, if you could please stay on mute until we call you, and for persons here in the room, if you address the committee, please proceed to the podium and tap the mic so the little green light is lit, and then the folks on the screen can hear you as well. So mover and seconder, please, for a resolution to accept today's agenda. Moved by Greg, seconded by Webb. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby approves the agenda for the May 14th, 2025 hearing. All in favor? And carried. And one more time, I require a mover and seconder for a resolution to accept the minutes of the previous meeting of the committee. Moved by Len, seconded by Lee. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby accepts as read and circulated the minutes of its last hearing that took place on Wednesday, April 9th, 2025. All in favor? And carried. Disclosure of pecuniary interest. Does anyone have any conflicts with today's meeting that they need to declare? Okay, none heard. So we will now start hearing the applications for today's meeting, and I will ask the Secretary Treasurer, please, to introduce our first applicant.
Purpose of minor variance application A-2025-0009M Wilson is to construct a dwelling and a deck addition requiring a variance for a reduced front yard setback. No formal correspondence was received.
Thank you very much. Do we have someone online that wishes to address the committee for this application? No. Okay, one more time for Jeffrey and Beverly Wilson application. Any comments for the committee? Otherwise, we will discuss with the committee.
Yes, sorry. My name is Evan Westby. I'm the agent acting on behalf of Jeff and Beverly Wilson. Westby Custom Designs. I put together the minor variance package.
Okay, Evan, anything you wish us to know before we deliberate?
Nope, I believe you have all the information available to you. I did provide an updated site plan this morning showing a little bit of additional information that was requested by one of the council members. That should be all the information that you require.
Okay, super. Stand by just in case committee members have questions of you. So I will turn it over to committee. Any comments, questions on this application? No? Okay. Then we will move this forward to vote. If I could have a mover and seconder, please. Moved by Lee, seconded by Greg. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A-2025-0009-M for Wilson to construct a dwelling and deck addition and requests the following variances to zoning bylaw 2006-125. Section 6.3, table 6.2, minimum front yard setback for a dwelling permitted is 20 meters, proposed is 18.42 meters for a variance of 1.58 meters. And under section 4.21, table 4.2, deck projection into front yard, 1.8 meters is permitted. 4.01 meters is proposed for a variance of 2.21 meters. And this is subject to the following conditions. The extent of the variances are to conform to that shown on the submitted plans attached to the appendix of the decision. The owner obtain a building permit for the dwelling addition and the deck within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. And thirdly, that the owners execute an agreement with the municipality under section 45, subsection 9.1 of the Planning Act. And this agreement is to be registered on title to require the submittal of a vegetation plan. All in favor? And carried.
The application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Great, thank you very much.
Okay, next application, please.
The purpose of minor variance application A-2025-0010F Hill is to construct a single-story garage requiring a variance for reduced rear yard setback and building height of an accessory structure. Formal correspondence stating no concerns was received from neighboring property owner Paul Hartman.
Okay, thank you. I believe we have someone here for this. Do you wish to speak or don't need to? Okay, then stand by, and if we need you, then I'll ask you to approach the podium. So committee, any comments, questions? Go ahead, please, Len. You just tap your microphone, please, Len, you're on mute. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just wondering, there is quite a fair lack of vegetation. It is in the, I think it's in the suggestions for, or conditions, is it? I can't remember.
Not on this one, no. So we're on Jeremy Hill, so that's the 10-F number.
Right.
There isn't a condition, but the only lack of vegetation is in the proposed garage location.
Right.
Yeah, the shoreline area is very vegetated.
Just the garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, anything else from anyone? Very good. I will call for a mover and seconder, please. Moved by Wibb, seconded by Lee. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A-2025-0010-F for Hill to construct a single-story garage and requests the following variance to zoning bylaw 2006-125. Under section 4.1.4, building height for accessory structures, the maximum permitted height is 4.5 meters. Proposed is 5.2 meters for a variance of 0.7 meters. And under section 6.3, table 6.2, rear yard setback 10 meters is the permitted amount. Proposed is 6 for a variance of 4 meters. And this is subject to the following conditions. The extent of the variances conforms to that shown on the submitted plans attached to the appendix of the decision, and that the owner applies for and obtains a building permit for the garage within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All in favor? And carried. It's kind of a post-mortem question now, but go ahead. Was it,
Yeah.
is this yours? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the traditional style. Yeah.
Good. Okay.
The application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Take care. Okay, next application, please.
The purpose of minor variance application A-2025-0011M Dennis is to demolish an existing 48 square meter shed and construct a new garage with a shed-style roof requiring a variance for lot coverage within 60 meters of the shoreline and building height for an accessory structure. No formal correspondence has been received.
Okay, and I believe we have someone for this one.
Yes, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can't see you, but that's all right.
Okay, I can do that too. Hi, sorry about that.
Yeah, good afternoon. Anything
afternoon.
you wish to tell us?
My name is Craig Dennis. I'm here with my wife Donna. We own 214 South Seguin Estates Road, and we're here to answer any questions that you may have regarding our variance.
Okay, very good. Stand by and we'll let you know if there are any questions.
Okay, terrific. Thank you.
So, okay. Anyone here wish to speak on this application? If you could please tap the mic so the green light is on. There's at the base, actually, there should be a little pad at the bottom of the, yep, down there. That's it.
The green
I think
light's
you've
on.
got it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes, we are the neighbors at 216 South Seguin Estates. We have a few issues with this proposed structure.
Could you just give us your name, please, for the record?
Ted Dawson.
Ted
Edward
Dawson.
Dawson probably in your record, but Ted Dawson. My
Okay.
wife is here as well, Wei-Ming Yu.
Yes.
So our concerns are, well, we'll start with the main ones. The height of the structure at almost in imperial 20 feet seems very excessive. In addition to that, there are proposed 3 windows that with the current proposal would look right into our property. They would face our property, and if anyone was at those windows, they would see directly into the property. We are concerned not only in terms of that privacy, but possible future uses of this structure, because with such a height, which is basically like a 2-story house, one could easily modify the internals of this shed-style roof and have a second story up there where people could be doing whatever. And so we would have a complete loss of privacy. We already have some problems with privacy because the addition that was approved, the 2-story addition to Mr. Dennis's cottage, has a window on the second story that already faces our property. And so we are really concerned about loss of privacy, and also at nighttime, Mr. Dennis habitually leaves a light on all night, which has been on his garage, and it blasts right into our cottage. In fact, if we get up at night, we have no need to turn the lights on. We can see everything. So this has been going on for years and years. So we're really concerned again with such a high structure that if lights were attached to it above the level of the privacy fence, then they would be doing the same thing, blasting into our property and our cottage. Also, finally, the scope of the property, the size, the footprint is actually the same as our entire cottage. And Mr. Dennis already has a cottage with a second story. So those are my concerns.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Tap the mic off or?
Can my wife say something? She cannot stand at the microphone. Can it move? Okay, thank you. Oh, I see, it's wireless.
Okay, again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I have a problem with the light. I couldn't sleep. Not only that, the light go, if they build that things, the window is so high and you can see into our house, have no problem. Every time, like when we meet them, they already knew our washroom is on their wall. I have a problem to access. Every time I want to use my washroom, I had to call on my husband. I have to wait for him to be in the house around. So that's why I think it's very, very unfair to have such humongous plane. And I don't know what are they going to use, but our lifestyle is very different with their lifestyle. They are very popular. I'm happy for them, but we are not. And I cannot go down to the lake. My only accessible area is right out on our front and the 2 deck that my husband built for me. And that's my only enjoyment. And also, there's no tree, zero, between the house, between our 2 property. Only the fence that there was built with anger. I don't know, but that's too asking too much, and we have to sacrifice because we have been in there for so long. We never have this kind of problem. I have to say I'm suffering, and I don't want to be forced to go out because that's the only place that I can enjoy my nature and my just seeing the lake from the top. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Dawson. We'll make a record of your comments. Mr. Dennis, any comments you wish to make to your neighbor?
Well, just I'm going to speak to the 2 points that Mr. Dawson has brought up. One being the height of the building, and we did look at that. And one of our concerns was going to be the pitch of the roof. With a 26-foot footprint, we would have only had a 1.7 by 12 pitch. So the designer, recommended raising that front because it is a shed style wall. And then we could get at least a 312 pitch. So that was one of our driving forces there. The other thing is I need to point out is the windows that Mr. Dawson's talking about are 15 feet in the air. There's nobody looking out those windows. They're picture windows. They don't even open. They're there for lighting only. And there's no future design to put a second story in there. You can't. It's a shed style roof. You'd have a room possibly 6 feet wide. It's pointless. The shed style is to match the main cottage, which is also a shed style building. And the setback that we've got is actually, I think, benefits the property to the west, Mr. Dawson's property, because we're now at 11 meter setback. Whereas right now, the existing garage is only at 4.8 or 5 meters or whatever it was. So yes, any lighting on the garage that comes on with a, not a timer, but a, what's it called? A sensor you know, that will no longer be there as close to the property line. So I don't know if the lighting issue should improve, I would think. So, yes, that's all I've got to say regarding that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Craig?
Mr. Dennis, I think the location that you've picked for the garage is a good location. I think that and I understand the style, because it does match the addition. It fits with the property you have. You know, all of those properties in that area, are very small lots. So the thought that I had when I looked at it was, if there was a condition of night sky lighting, so that because of the fact there is an extension on the height, it is a shed style, that if there was night sky lighting, that if the lighting, when it came on, didn't project out, but projected down to the ground so that you could be able to see. And I guess my question is, would you be agreeable to that? And if you are, could we make it a condition of the application? Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. We don't have a problem with that. As the light that's on the existing garage does pitch down onto the ground, but it's so close to that west property line, it does cast over, and I think we will improve that. If this is one of the conditions that we need to change the style of light, absolutely, we don't have a problem with that at all.
So just a comment from the planner on that.
So just the only comment on that is that we cannot dictate the type of construction materials on buildings. So I believe any lighting fixtures would fall under that category. So we're not able to, I don't believe we'd be able to impose a condition for lighting, because I believe it would fall under that category.
Well, okay, that's fine. If you don't mind, no, absolutely. I have no problem with that. In good faith, we can absolutely change that light, so it's more of a cast downward, as you call it, night sky vision or whatever. Absolutely, we don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, so I think this would at least make some of your neighbors' concerns a little bit less. If you would care to comment.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're talking to me?
No, I'm sorry, I'm talking to Mr. Dawson. Yes.
Yes, just one last comment that might solve it is if one rotated the entire structure so it faced either the lake or the road, then this wedge shape and its windows would not be facing us anymore. That's another viable
concern noted.
alternative. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So, as we cannot make a condition for the lighting, but if that's something that you can address voluntarily, then I think that's between the goodwill of the neighbors on that count. Anything else from committee? Wib, please, go ahead.
Nothing to do with the garage, but the building that you're going to move, I noticed there were some hydro lines out towards the road. So are you going to have room enough to do that and not go under the lines, or have you got a spot picked out for it?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Yeah, the spot we've picked out is up towards, there is a small clearing there near the road. It's about 25, 30 feet from the edge of the road. That's the spot we're looking at right now. It'll be on the other side of the hydro line. There is the line that feeds to the cottage now that actually goes over top of that old garage. You probably noticed that. And I know that we're going to be far enough away from that with the new structure. So we shouldn't be in the way of anything there from what we're seeing, unless you're seeing something different.
No, that's good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anything else from committee? Greg, please go ahead.
Sorry, thank you.
Question?
And I understand we can't make a recommendation. Can we put a note to the building department that Mr. Dennis is agreeable to night sky lighting as the project moves on? as part of the application. Not binding through the committee here, but as a note to the building department through when they make their application to continue with the garage.
That's something that staff can definitely look into
Okay,
afterwards.
thank you so much. And thank you for agreeing to that, Mr. Dunn.
Yeah, no problem.
Question?
Len, go ahead, please.
If you look at the sketch of the drawing the front elevation, is that are those the windows that would be facing the neighbor? The ones portrayed here?
Yes.
How high up are those windows?
I believe Mr. Dennis said 15 feet.
So, and there is no floor or anything. It's open to give you light.
Correct.
So for somebody to look out those windows, they'd have to climb a ladder.
Yes,
Correct.
exactly.
Okay.
There's no floor or anything
Yeah,
there.
right.
So,
Okay.
and those windows aren't even intended to be open. They're just for lighting.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, last call for questions. All right, are we ready to bring this forward to vote then? Mover and seconder, please. Okay, stand by. Go ahead, please. Mr. Dawson.
Instead of the windows, why couldn't they put a skylight? Then they would have their illumination.
The window in it.
Okay, one last response from Mr. Dennis, and we will bring this to vote.
We really don't want to penetrate the roof at all. And with the snow and things like that, in fact, we had skylights in the old building. We removed them because of water issues and things, and because of excessive snow. So, and we wouldn't get the light that we're going to get from the lights from the row of windows on the front.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, discussion complete. Mover and seconder, please. Moved by Wibb, seconded by Len. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A-2025-0011-M for Dennis to demolish an existing 48 square meter shed and construct a new garage with a shed style roof, and requests the following variance to zoning bylaw 2006-125. Under section 4.1.4, building height for accessory structures, 4.5 meters permitted, proposed is 5.8, for a variance of 1.3 meters. Under section 6.3, table 6.3, lot coverage within 60 meters of the shore, 8% is permitted, proposed is 9.6, for a variance of 1.6%. Subject to the following conditions. Number one, the extent of the variances conforms to that shown on the submitted plans attached to the appendix of the decision. And number two, that the owner applies for and obtains the required building permit for the detached garage within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. And number three, that the owner relocate shed 2 beyond the 60-meter high water mark. All in favor? And carried.
The application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis. Thank you, Dawson's. All right, next application, please.
The purpose of minor variance application A 2025-0012H Williams is to demolish the existing structures on the property and construct a new dwelling with an attached deck and detached garage, requiring variances for lot coverage within 60 meters of the shoreline, whole lot coverage, and gross floor area. No formal correspondence was received.
I'll just wait one moment for our planner to come back. Yep. Hey, just give us a couple minutes while we help the the Dawson's out.
No problem.
Okay. Okay, very good. Is it Savas?
Savas, yes, good evening, members of the committee. My name is Savas Veratis. I'm from Plan Muskoka. I'm here as agent for the applicants on this matter. I don't have a lot to add. I will say that I have read over the staff report. I agree with the recommendations that the proposed variance meets the 4 tests of minor variance under the Planning Act. I think the main driving force behind what staff uses their justification is that the property is very well vegetated. The dwelling is positioned pretty far from the water at 30 meters back. And it's sort of centrally located on the property. It exceeds both side yard setbacks on either side. And the garage itself is located beyond 200 feet from the water. The variances themselves are very small at 2% for the front area coverage calculation, and the overall coverage calculation is only 0.1% over. I think for those reasons, staff came to the conclusion that the amount of coverage and growth floor area variances are well mitigated by the amount of vegetation on the property, and will not be wouldn't disrupt the balance of natural form over built form. So I had to agree with them on that, and but I'd be happy to answer any questions that the committee may have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Stand by. Committee, any questions on this application? Len, anything on your end?
No, I just won't have much reading to do for the next few days.
Okay, last call for questions, comments. Mover and seconder then, please, to bring this to decision. Moved by Greg, seconded by Len. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A-2025-0012-H for Williams to demolish the existing structures on the property and construct a new dwelling with an attached deck and a detached garage. The following variances to zoning bylaw 2006-125 have been requested. Under section 6.3, table 6.3, maximum lot coverage within 60 meters of the shore, 8% permitted, proposed is 10% for a variance of 2%. Under section 6.3, table 6.3, maximum lot coverage for entire property, 8% permitted, 8.1% is proposed for a variance of 0.1%. And under section 6.3, table 6.3, maximum dwelling gross floor area, 267.3 square meters is permitted. Proposed is 334 square meters for a variance of 66.7 square meters. Subject to the following conditions. Number 1, the extent of the variances conforms to that shown on the submitted plans attached to the appendix of the decision. Number 2, that the property owner demolishes the existing garage, dwelling, guest cabin, and shed. And number 3, that the property owner obtains a building permit for the dwelling and the garage within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All in favor? And carried.
Thank you very much.
The application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, last one, please, Melissa.
The purpose of permission to expand application A 2025-0013H Kaiserbrink is to construct a 12.3 square meter addition to the boathouse, requiring permissions for additional footprint and lot coverage within 60 meters of the shoreline. Oral correspondence stating no concerns was received from neighboring property owner Ian Lovett.
Thank you. Do we have anyone online to support this application?
Hi, we're here.
Yes, hello. Apologies if we mispronounced you. Is it Kiesebrink?
It's Kiesebrink.
My keys go with Brink.
Okay, very good. Anything you wish to tell the committee?
I think it's supposed to be 132.39 or 0.4 square feet, not square meters. Or maybe that's the same thing. That's the same thing.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry,
just
there was an earlier letter we got that was in square meters.
Yes, there was a correction that was made from the notice. The
Oh,
notice
okay,
had-
that's
yes,
the corrected one. Okay, good.
yes,
I just wanted to make sure that was the corrected one.
yes.
Okay, anything else?
No, just we want to just extend the length of it. I guess it works out to about 5.8 feet longer than what it is now, so that we can put a slightly deeper boat slip in. Currently,
Oh, I see.
most boats, there's no door on it. The previous owner didn't have a garage door because his motor stuck out the back because the boat slip is quite it's not deep enough. So we just wanted to be able to extend the boathouse so we can put a like a ski boat inside the boathouse and have a door that can close.
Understand. Any questions from committee members?
So
Go ahead, Len, please.
just what is that made of, that extension?
Well, it would probably, it would just be extending the length of it.
So the same material as on
Yeah,
the
same
existing-
material.
Same material, yes. It would just be extending the length about just under 6 feet with probably a couple additional trusses of the same
Yeah.
age. Yeah,
Yeah,
Same,
thank
we extend the whole building, same size. same roof.
same roof height and
Yeah,
everything.
nothing
Yeah.
will change except that the boat butt won't stick out anymore.
Okay,
So,
Any
so
other
there's
questions?
no disruption of the shore water, when you have to do something like that with the moving piers and things like that.
Well, we may have to move a couple boulders at the shore that are up against it right now.
Basically, our plan, we've talked to a few different companies and they said that they can come in and put the steel piers down into our current cribbage, and they can if they need to, they can put some on the front and some on the back, and split the difference, or put it on the back. Well, once we apply for the building permit, then we'll have the exact way they're going to do it. But they didn't seem to think it would be an issue at all.
so just to clarify, the boathouse may or may not have to actually be moved backwards or like into the lake a bit or not?
No,
No.
our plan is to not do,
Okay,
we don't want to do anything other than just extend it on the back. But if for some reason, because of how the roof is, if they need to put like a foot off the front and then the rest on the back, like the engineer, we're working with Steenhoff Engineering, so they'll
Yeah.
let us know exactly what we're doing once we know that we have the permission to do that. But the plan is to just put it on the back.
toward the shore, yeah, understand.
Sure.
That's the plan, yeah.
Len, is that good for you?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? Okay, and I will ask for a mover and seconder, please, to bring this to decision. Moved by Lee, seconded by Webb. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves permission to expand application A-2025-0013-H for Kiesebrink to construct a 12.3 square meter addition to the boathouse, and is requesting the following permission under section 4.28.1J. Table 4.4, minimum lot frontage for a boathouse. In this case, it's actually not permitted. Proposed is 12.3 square meters of addition, requiring permission for 12.3 square meters addition. And under table section 6.3, table 6.3, maximum lot coverage within 60 meters of the shore, 8% permitted. Proposed is 9.5% for a permission of 1.5% or variance. Subject to the following conditions. Number one, the extent of the variances conforms to that shown on the submitted plans attached to the appendix of the decision. Number two, that the owner demolish the existing guest cabin deck. And number three, that the owner applies for and obtains the required building permit for the boathouse addition within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All in favor? And carried.
The application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for attending. Okay, we are on to other business. Any other business from anyone? Okay, very good. Then I will ask for a
Can I just
mover.
ask
Go ahead,
a
Len.
question? If you could send me a couple of expense
I
forms?
can do that.
Okay, thank you.
Expense forms coming.
Right on.
Okay, anything else? Last call. Mover and seconder to adjourn the meeting, please. Moved by Len and seconded by Greg. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin does hereby adjourn this hearing at 4:40 on Wednesday, May the 14th, 2025. The committee will hold its next hearing at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, June the 11th, 2025, or at the call of the chair unless the Secretary Treasurer has not received complete applications for committee consideration. All in favor? And carried.
We already applied for next month.
Wow.
Hmm.